good morning, and welcome to your favorite breakfast show, the only show, in my opinion, that goes very well with your cup of joe or tea, whichever you prefer. I'm your host, Glenora Shipura, and of course, we do have a jam-packed show just for you. But before we get into that, of course, we need to take a look at the word of the day. And I don't want to say Jonasi because everybody on social media is all they can talk about. And of course, you guys are wondering why Smell the Coffee has not divulged in the show The Polygamous. We will do that next week, Monday, so do tune in for that. But besides talking about Jonasi, our word of the day today is choose yourself. Choose yourself in everything. Always show up for yourself. And that means you can also be kinder to yourself. Don't always run around thinking like, oh no, I have to perform to a certain degree, or I have to do this, or I have to do that. Choosing yourself means being kinder to yourself, forgiving yourself for not knowing better, forgiving yourself for not being able to do better. But that doesn't also mean now you have to go around, doing horrible things and saying, oh, I choose myself and I've forgiven myself. No, you also hold yourself accountable. That's also part of choosing yourself. You also hold yourself accountable. Oh, wait, I see that I did not communicate very nicely to this person, or I just have not been, good. I've not been showing up good for my friends, for what have you, or even at work. You take accountability. You go say sorry. You take corrective behaviors. That's also part of choosing yourself. So that is our word of the day. We move over to our reel of the day. Let's take a look.
It feels so illegal to start a new book in public, because when I open up the book to hear, I feel like I'm telling the world like I'm a performative reader, and they don't know like I'm deep into this addiction. But when I open it here, I feel like, yeah, I'm telling the world that I do this for real. Like, people need to know I do this for real. So from now on, yeah, I'm not taking a book into public until it's about here. Until it's about there, it ain't going out.
Now, I am an avid reader. I've always been a reader ever since I was a kid. My aunt used to be worried because I'll be reading like really thick books instead of, playing in the street with other kids. So I love reading, and I want the world to know that I love reading, but I can't be in public and I'm just here on page 1. I understand what he's talking about. I got this book from a friend. I recently was telling people like, look, I'm looking to start reading more African literature, so I want recommendations. What do you have on African literature? And so one of my friends gave me this nice, beautiful book. I still have not read it, but I'm going to read the beginning of this book at home and, behind closed quarters before I read it in public, because you guys can't be seeing me reading here. No. I have to represent the Glenora brand. And let's take a look at the next one.
What's going on, guys? I just came back from a 5-mile run. I burned a lot of calories today. That's a new record. 5 miles. Let's go.
I know it seems like on this show we really hate on runners, but that's not the case. I think we enjoy playfully teasing runners, but that's besides the point. There are some influencers that go out on social media and then they lie. They make it look like they have achieved so and so and so, but yeah, it turns out the person just sprayed themselves with water. Now it looks like, oh yeah, I just ran a 10-kilometer, what in 30 minutes or what have you, and then you feel pressured to think that you're not performing at the capacity that you should be performing. Meanwhile, people are doctoring the things that they put out there on social media. So you gotta be very vigilant. Don't just let what anybody else is putting out pressure you into thinking that you're not doing the best that you can, or maybe you need to do more and grow at your own pace. Don't let these people online tell you this and that. You need to run a 10K kilometers in like under an hour, what have you. If you run 10K in 2 hours, that's your pace. Walk with that. Let's take a look at the next one. This has Diana Masters coded all over it. Yeah, she's the queen of, you know what? I don't wish them well. I don't wish them well. I might not throw a fit. I might not, you know what I mean? But I don't wish them well. If I hear that they're not doing well, I'll celebrate. And I also stand by that. Sometimes some people have done you so dirty that wishing them well just feels like, nah, I'm hurt. My heart needs to heal and I need to see you suffer for my heart to heal. All right, that brings us to the end of our Reels of the Day segment. On the other side of the break, we get into an interesting story about cats.
Namibia is a land of movement, with waves that never stop reaching forward. Here, adventure is not something we search for. It is something we are born into. In every corner of this country, creativity rises. From artists, from athletes, from dreamers. And when the world comes to explore Namibia, they discover something extraordinary. Because when sport moves people, creativity moves ideas, and tourism moves the world toward us. Something powerful happens. A platform where movement meets imagination, where industries connect, where opportunity grows, where Namibia's next chapter begins. Welcome to the Creative Sport Tourism Expo. Exhibit, partner, experience. Creative Sport Tourism.
Now, if you're planning on traveling and you're trying to cut costs, maybe this story can point you in the right direction. A cat sanctuary is offering free accommodation on a Greek island in exchange for looking after cats. Stray and rescued cats are commonplace in Greece, with many being placed in sanctuaries to look after them properly. One of these is located on the Greek island of Syros and is in fact offering the people the chance to come help look after rescued and street cats in exchange for free accommodation, breakfast, and utilities. The program is run by Syros Cats, a sanctuary that has been active since the 1990s. There is, as always, a catch. Volunteers are expected to stay for at least 1 month and work around 5 hours a day, 5 hours a week. However, for bed, breakfast, and a month without paying for a hotel on an island which looks like a slice of paradise, this is a true cat lover's dream. Wow. Okay, so the catch is you have to stay there for a month. I don't think that's a bad deal. I will definitely consider this. I love cats. I love animals, actually. I've had all kinds of pets ever since I was a child. So I'm definitely down for this. I know one of my friends, she had lost her cat like about 2 years ago, and she's looking into adopting another cat. I'm also looking into maybe getting a pet for myself because I live alone. And yeah, this is not the worst thing. Like, this is not a bad deal. So you'll get accommodation, you'll get breakfast and lunch. All you have to do is just work for 5 hours a day. That's not even a 9 to 5. So if you're interested in traveling and you want to go experience the Greek islands and what they have to offer, and I hear many great things. And also, fun fact, Greece is one of the places that I want to travel to. It's one of my, I want to say, a vision board travel destinations that I've put up. So definitely I am considering this. But for you travel enthusiasts out there, is this something that you guys would opt for? And also, what are some ways that people can talk about in terms of traveling on a budget? Some people are like, oh, I want to travel, but I don't have that kind of money. So when there are these type of incentives out there, like, okay, I can maybe just raise funds for the ticket and then have so and so money for this, but in terms of accommodation and at least meals, I am covered. That is a relief if you are traveling on a budget. So do let us know in the comment section how you guys would travel on a budget. All right, now up next we are taking a look at how some baristas make those wonderful drinks that you love so much.
Where breakfast show, it definitely is 7 p.m. somewhere in the world. I'm joined by Oscar. He's a bartender and he's gonna make us a nice cocktail. I don't even know what the cocktail is yet. Could you mind telling us what you're making today?
Yes, for today I'll be making you an espresso martini, one of our various cocktails that we have here at Lime Cafe. So, to start with, we start with 2 shots of espresso, a double espresso.
Okay. Whoa, we're starting with coffee. See?
Coffee.
See, I love it. You see?
Okay. Can you pass me the vodka?
Okay, so
So, it's 2 shots of vodka.
2 shots of, yeah.
2 shots of absolute vodka.
Can I pour? I want to feel like I'm
Okay.
a bartender today. Okay, so is this 2 shots?
2 shots.
Okay.
Then, can you pass me the Kahlua?
Okay.
For the Kahlua, it's just a shot, a single. So, after the Kahlua, here you go. You can pour.
There you go. Okay, so this is a single shot.
Okay. And from the Kahlua, you pass me the syrup.
Okay, so this is the triple sec orange flavored liqueur.
Yes,
Right?
so we use it as the sugar syrup.
Okay.
Mostly for the cocktail, just to give it a little bit of flavor. The Kahlua is just to balance the coffee taste.
So the Kahlua is to balance the coffee taste, and the liqueur, I know this is like some orange in it, so it's a quite an interesting combination. Coffee, a little bit of orange,
And don't forget the vodka though.
and then, you know what I mean? The main man.
So, after you're done putting in all the drinks, you fill your shaker with ice
Okay, as much as possible.
as much as possible.
Okay, so that's it. Put all the ice in there, guys. Till your ancestors say stop, my child.
Okay, after you fill it, you close it, seal it very well, then you shake.
Yeah. Okay.
Ooh. So you shake the sugar until it's frozen. Feel it?
Okay. Oh, this is a thought. I don't even think I should be touching with my own head.
Yeah, but bartending like this.
So, tell me, being a bartender, that means it was very fun enough because I was shaking things and, is it just so look cool or what?
No,
It always looks very nice.
You always have to shake it so you get like, especially when you're dealing with espresso, so you get that foam on top.
I see. Look at that. It's so beautiful. How important is the dressing of the drink? The dressing of the drink.
The dressing.
Because I can make a good drink, but I don't make it presentable. So how important
So,
is it
like,
to have
for
a
the-
presentable drink?
It's very important because we find some customers that really like their drink to properly serve to them. Like for the espresso martini, the dressing for it is just coffee beans.
Can I dress it? I want to let the people know.
You put 3 coffee beans on top.
I just put it on top.
Yeah,
Okay.
coffee beans. You can drop them anywhere you like. Oh. Okay.
See. Okay.
Once you're done,
Yes.
just get your straw. Like for a cocktail glass, this one is too long.
So you have to cut the straw.
Cut it a little bit.
There's ways around this too. So when it's a cocktail, you cut the straw.
Yeah,
It's
yes.
a certain type of cocktail. So it's for different
Like,
things for different
Different
cocktails.
things for different cocktails. Like right now, I'm on a cocktail straw, so I have to use the normal ones.
So you have to get creative.
You have to get creative.
Wow, this is so nice. So is this a moment of truth?
Moment of
When we
truth.
taste it and see what we have done here.
Yes.
Okay, I'm a little bit nervous because I'm like, what if? Okay. For all you coffee lovers, this is definitely the drink to have and the place to be. We'll be right back with more smaller coffee on the other side of this.
I love a pretty drink. I love a pretty drink. Yeah, and obviously it's always so much fun to shoot the barista segments. All right, on to an interview with a multidisciplinary artist. His name is X. I'm joined in studio by a visionary artist, someone who has worn many hats and always wants to show up as authentic as possible to every project. Good morning, X. How are you doing?
Good, thank you. How are you doing, Glenora?
I'm quite excited to have you in studio. I'm quite excited to have this conversation early on in the year because you're one of the artists that I always look out for in terms of just the work that you're doing. And everything that you do is, always inspiring, and you're always pushing yourself to the next limit.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
So how has the year 2026 been? I know it's quite early, but how has it been so far as an artist?
As an artist so far, in an individual capacity, I think 2026 looks very promising. Again, I always like to say this. I feel like there's a new temperature in the art industry, in the creative industry, and myself as an artist, there's a lot that you can plan for. There's a lot that sounds exciting, that sounds like it's going to, sort of flourish. So again, like you said, it's very early on in the year, so you can't say too much. You don't want to jinx things that you have planned, but there's a positive start to it individually. But the world doesn't look very bright at the moment. So there's obviously that thing of like trying to balance reality with your optimism, So
speaking of that, and also how artists need to be a voice or the mirror to where society is, or the reflection of the times. I've seen most of your work, and it really does that. Your last play, you were, tackling quite a few heavy themes, but it was also inspired because this is, what I see in the community, and I'm just reflecting the times. How important is that for you as an artist to always, hold up the mirror to society?
I think that's the role of every artist, actually. In fact, everyone that has, even if you're not an artist as a profession, if you have a sketch pad at home, it's important for you to reflect what it is that inhibits you internally and whatever you see as going on in the world around you. Because that's how you preserve who you are, and that's how you preserve, let's say, the national identity of a country. It's by creating the art that reflects that. It's been quite a journey trying to really find my footing in expressing what, because it's very difficult to be honest. As an artist, especially when you start commercializing your art, you want to meet the standard, the status quo, whatever is popular, whatever is trending. And most of the time, things that are reflective of society, people don't want to consume substance anymore. We live in a world, the digital era or whatever, but we live in a world where it's so easy to consume things. It's like you just scroll. It's just art, even on social media. So creating art that challenges, that makes people think critically about the world around them, about themselves, it's important. And I think it's the role of every artist to some degree. Even if you make abstract art, you need art that makes people think about themselves and about the world they live in, essentially.
I love that. And you did speak on trends as well, and how it's important to try to be as authentic as possible, but still, be in the know of the trends that are happening. What kind of trends are you seeing right now, or trends that we might be heading into in the industry?
So let me start with artists have become independent curators and creators now, especially with the advent and the promise of the internet era and the technologies like AI and AR and VR and all these new technologies that are driving what it means to be an artist in a completely new direction. And it's trending also, of course. I mean, we saw like with the advent of social media, it became much more easier to sort of disseminate your art globally, because you are in charge of it. You are in charge of distribution because the internet platforms and social media platforms made that possible. So it has when was the internet introduced? Like early 2000s. So now in 2026, it's taken a level that is
where you can be a business on your own and you don't need all this other factors or agents
and people
record labels and whatnot. It also removes a level of, I'm not saying all record labels are bad, but or companies per se that house and manage artists are bad, but there were issues in the past where you hear stories of like artists, I sold how many millions of albums or books, what have you, but I didn't make so much money from it because of the contracts I signed.
Yeah. So there's that sense of like independence of being drawn away as an individual artist, being drawn away from institutions and being able to own your art, own your work, direct the channel in which it flows, things like that.
And also own your voice as well.
Own your voice as well.
Very important, which is I've seen quite a few artists blow up just on social media.
Yeah.
And I don't see them like being signed on to anybody, but you can see that they have like millions of views on YouTube and they are doing their own thing, which is very nice and holistic.
They themselves become the brand, the entity, the company.
Yes.
As an individual artist, you become the institution that sort of produces the work that you create as an artist.
Do you think that this new trend, especially the use of social media, is good news for Namibian artists? Because there's always been that notion that, if you're an artist in Namibia, you're just going to suffer, you're going to starve. So do you think that this is a platform for us as artists to, get on and, just see where it goes?
Yeah. I can answer that in two ways. One, it's not just social media, but other technologies, like you said now, the new trends that are happening, artificial intelligence and so forth. I think there's two ideas that you can have to it, like a positivist one and a negativist one. One, the Namibian industry, the creative arts industry, like I said, it's only now with with the administration of the current president where we see some kind of recognition and true appreciation and acknowledgement of the importance of art and trying to, distribute resources to build the industry. But then it also comes at a point where like the technology is so advanced to the point where you don't have, it's in let's say in first world countries, creative industries are being threatened by our own creations, by technology. You don't need a whole set to create a film. You don't need a director, producer, writer. You just need AI. You just need AI and a producer. Because script writing,
which is a bit sad. Yes.
So if that same reality sort of presented onto Namibia in this, it's not in the early stages. I mean, the art industry has been around. We have had artists for decades since our independence, but in my experience, having conversations with people that are sort of the veterans of the art industry in Namibia, the older filmmakers, the older cultural practitioners, I always sense a bit of like a sense of not regret, like spitefulness. Like, why only now? Like, we are old, we're about to retire,
and now it's just starting to pick up.
It's only starting to pick up now, and
now the full interview to that conversation that we had with X will be shared on our social media pages. And of course, they do say all good things come to an end. And with that, we've come to the end of the broadcast. Thank you for tuning in and catching up on your favorite breakfast show with Smell the Coffee. I am Glenora Shipura. Until next time.